World War II was a global conflict of unprecedented scale, and few nations played as central and enduring a role as the United Kingdom. From the fall of France in 1940 to the final victory in 1945, Britain stood as a pillar of resistance, resilience, and leadership in the fight against Nazi Germany, Fascist Italy, and Imperial Japan. Britain's involvement shaped the course of the war militarily, politically, and morally, both on the battlefield and at home. Early days, war declared. Britain entered the war on September 3, 1939, 2 days after Hitler invaded Poland. Honoring its treaty commitments, the British government declared war on Germany alongside France. The early months, known as the Phony War, saw little direct combat, but Britain began preparing for the long fight ahead, including mobilizing troops, rationing supplies, and reinforcing civil defenses. Alone against Hitler, 1940. The war took a disastrous turn in 1940, as Germany rapidly overran Denmark, Norway, the Low Countries, and then France. With the fall of Paris, Britain stood alone against Nazi domination of Western Europe. The dramatic evacuation of Dunkirk rescued over 300,000 British and Allied troops in a desperate operation, while at home the nation braced for invasion. But Hitler's plans were foiled by the Royal Air Force during the Battle of Britain. In one of history's most critical air battles, Britain's fighter pilots repelled the Luftwaffe, denying Germany air superiority and forcing Hitler to abandon Operation Sea Lion, the planned invasion of Britain. The Blitz and the Home Front. From 1940 to 1941, Britain endured the Blitz, a relentless bombing campaign targeting London and other cities. Civilians sheltered in underground stations and backyard bomb shelters as German bombs killed tens of thousands. Despite the devastation, morale remained high, bolstered by Winston Churchill's defiant leadership, cultural resilience, and widespread volunteerism. The British people adapted with rationing, blackouts, victory gardens, and an expanded role for women in industry, agriculture, and civil defense. Britain's ability to keep calm and carry on became a symbol of democratic endurance. Building alliances, the grand strategy. As the war dragged on, Britain became a central force in forging the Grand Alliance. Churchill worked tirelessly to bring the United States into the war, culminating in America's entry after the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Britain also coordinated closely with the Soviet Union, despite vast political differences, to maintain pressure on Germany from both west and east. Britain contributed to key strategic planning, including the eventual invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe. Fighting across the globe. British forces fought on multiple fronts across the globe. North Africa. British troops, alongside Commonwealth allies, battled German and Italian forces under Rommel in a grueling desert war. Victory at El Alamein in 1942 marked a major turning point. Italy. In 1943, Britain played a major role in invading Sicily and the Italian mainland, helping to topple Mussolini and weaken Axis power in southern Europe. Atlantic and Air War. Britain's Royal Navy and merchant fleet fought to keep supply lines open in the Battle of the Atlantic, while the RAF Bomber Command carried out devastating air raids over German cities. Burma and the Far East. British and Indian forces battled Japanese expansion in Asia, fighting difficult campaigns in Burma and contributing to the eventual defeat of Japan. D-Day and final victory. On June 6, 1944, British forces played a leading role in Operation Overlord, the Allied invasion of Normandy. British, Canadian, and American troops stormed the beaches and began the liberation of Western Europe. From Normandy, British troops advanced through France, the Low Countries, and into Germany. In May 1945, Germany surrendered. Britain had fought for nearly 6 years, suffering over 450,000 military and civilian deaths. Legacy and contribution. Britain's role in World War II was immense. It stood as the sole Allied power in Europe from 1940 to 1941. It was central in planning and coordinating the Allied war effort. Its people endured intense hardships and showed remarkable resilience. Its global empire contributed troops, supplies, and resources from across the Commonwealth. Though the war left Britain exhausted economically and politically, it emerged as one of the victors and helped shape the post-war world through efforts like the formation of the United Nations and the rebuilding of Europe. Britain's stand in World War II remains one of the defining episodes of the 20th century. It was a story of courage under fire, unity in adversity, and unwavering commitment to the cause of freedom. Without Britain's endurance during those darkest days, the outcome of the war, and the shape of the modern world, might have looked very different.